How can you make sure that preparing for a talk doesn't eat up your entire weekend? This video is inspired by a client of mine who, when we started working together, she contacted me and she told me, I have this problem that whenever I start preparing for a talk or a presentation or a meeting, I start on time, but then it sort of eats up all of my evenings and the entire weekend, and it's sort of this eternal process that never ends. And I said I want to do a video about this because it's such a common topic, and I felt it so many times whenever I was presenting at conferences or preparing my PhD defense or whatever presentation I was preparing. I always felt that it was taking forever to get those slides done and to actually figure out what is it I'm trying to say. And this is the point that I want to make in this video. So first of all, people think that the actual bottleneck are the slides. So the slides take me forever. But what I tend to ask people I work with now, I ask them, like, are the slides taking forever, or is this thinking about what to put where, what to cut out, what to really put into the presentation, what to explain, how deep to go into an explanation, and so on. And 100% of them always tell me the same thing. It's always about this, where do I even start from, and what goes where, and how should I make it make sense to others, and how do I turn this bunch of mess of data and results that I have into something that makes sense. And this is the actual bottleneck. So now that we've identified what it actually is, the problem, how can we solve that? So the problem happens because people start from scratch. So you have that blank slide or that blank document and you feel like, okay, I just need to start and then it will flow. However, I strongly advise against that because it really makes you feel that pressure, in my opinion, unnecessarily. Because instead of just starting from scratch and starting from a blank screen, what you need to do is to start from something that you already have. So the very, very first step, or as I like to call it, step 0, is to really stop for a moment and think about what is it that I actually want to tell those people. And that way you can organize it either in a document, or you can make a writing plan, presentation plan, something that I do a lot with my clients. And then you have this sort of backbone that you can refer to as a guide whenever you are building your slides or writing your report or whatever it is that you're doing. And that actually sort of immediately lifts the pressure off of you, because you all of a sudden don't need to overthink and stare at the blank screen thinking, where do I even start? You already have your backbone, you already have your things structured, so that when the time actually comes to build your slides, to make your report, you have that ability to know exactly what goes where, what should you be writing about, which image to put where, which figures, what to include, what to leave out, and so on. So my advice would be to really do this exercise before and not trying to do all at once, because more often than not we start late because we are busy and we tend to underestimate the time that it takes us to actually make the decision of how to structure the entire thing. And that's the bottleneck. That's what takes us forever, like deciding what goes where and how to put it all together. Not the slide, not the words, and so on. Because when people say, the words just don't come, it's not that the words just don't come. You don't know what to focus on, and that's why your words are missing. That's why your slide is blank, and so on. So my advice would be to always structure first and then do the slides, then write the report, and then design your talk. Having said that, this is exactly what I teach STEM professionals how to do in my coaching program. We focus on that a lot because a lot of the stress that comes to communication and to actually explaining your work to others stems into this feeling of how do I even structure all of this bunch of stuff that I have, data, results, and so on, into something that makes sense. And this is what we work on in my coaching program. So I help STEM professionals such as engineers, scientists, data scientists, developers to improve their communication skills and actually be recognized for the work that they are doing, but without taking it forever. Like, you don't want to be there spending entire evenings or staring at the blank screen at 2 a.m. before your conference talk. So if you're interested in this kind of help, in this kind of coaching, I will leave a link down below where you can schedule a completely free introduction session where we can talk about exactly that. Your struggles, what happens when you start designing your talk, your presentation, your report, how do you handle it normally, what are the things that you can improve, and so on. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it useful, and as always, see you in a few days with another video. Bye bye.